Imagine waking up one day to realize your life feels like a hollow script. Could you be missing the one thing that makes you truly human? The candle flickered in the dimly lit room as Shi Heng Yi settled into his meditation posture. After guiding seekers on their spiritual journeys, he had witnessed countless souls wrestling with the most fundamental question of existence. Do we all possess an immortal essence, or are some walking through life as empty vessels? He shares a revelation that has haunted spiritual circles, a truth so profound that it challenges everything we believe about human nature and our divine connection. Ever felt an emptiness within? Comment deep to uncover the hidden truth and subscribe for what's next. As a spiritual teacher, Shi Heng Yi encountered a woman named Margaret. She came to his ashram, her eyes reflecting a peculiar emptiness that he had rarely witnessed. Despite her material success as a corporate executive, she described feeling hollow inside, as if she were merely going through the motions of life without truly experiencing it. "Master," she confided during one of their sessions, "I watch others speak of love, joy, and spiritual experiences, but for me, these are just words. I feel nothing. Am I broken?" Her question echoed something Shi Heng Yi had read in the archives of the Association for Research and Enlightenment. The writing spoke of Edgar, a humble photographer who discovered an ability that would shake the foundations of spiritual understanding. This man would enter deep trance states and reveal insights about the human soul that conventional wisdom had never dared to explore. Among his most controversial revelations was the suggestion that not all human bodies house a fully developed soul. Some, he claimed, were occupied by what he called soul fragments or emerging consciousness, beings in various stages of spiritual evolution. Margaret's case reminded Shi Heng Yi of those ancient readings. During their meditation sessions, he observed something peculiar. While most students radiated a subtle energy field that pulsed with life force, Margaret's energy seemed incomplete. It was as if she were a beautiful mansion with some rooms still under construction. He has encountered hundreds of seekers who share Margaret's experience. They function perfectly in society, achieve great success, yet feel disconnected from the deeper currents of existence. They struggle to access intuition, find meaning elusive, and often describe their inner world as static or empty. The ancient Vedic texts speak of different levels of consciousness inhabiting human forms. The Bhagavad Gita describes souls in various stages of awakening, from those completely absorbed in material existence to those approaching divine realization. Western mysticism began to explore these concepts through a different lens. Shi Heng Yi met masters who confirmed this truth through their own observations. They spoke of young souls, consciousness that had recently emerged from the collective unconscious, still learning to navigate individual existence. These beings often lack the depth of emotional experience and spiritual sensitivity that comes from countless incarnations. Consider the metaphor of a grand orchestra. Some musicians have played for decades, their instruments extensions of their very being. Others are novices, still learning to read music and coordinate their movements. Both are essential to the symphony, but their contributions differ vastly in complexity and nuance. The implications of this understanding are profound. If not all humans possess fully developed souls, it explains many of the disparities we observe in spiritual sensitivity, emotional depth, and consciousness evolution. It's not a matter of superiority or inferiority, but rather stages of development in an infinite journey. During his years of spiritual counseling, Shi Heng Yi developed methods to recognize the signs that distinguish souls at different stages of evolution. These observations aren't meant to judge or categorize, but rather to understand the beautiful diversity of consciousness inhabiting our world. He recalls meeting James, a successful surgeon whose technical brilliance was matched only by his emotional detachment. His colleagues praised his steady hands and clinical precision, yet patients often complained about his cold bedside manner. When James sought his guidance, he confessed something remarkable. "I can understand emotions intellectually, but I don't feel them the way others seem to. It's like watching life through a glass wall." This phenomenon appears frequently among what ancient teachings call new souls or emerging consciousness. They excel in logical thinking, material pursuits, and systematic approaches to life, yet struggle with the subtle realms of intuition, empathy, and spiritual connection. It's not that they lack these capacities entirely. Rather, these abilities remain dormant, waiting to be awakened through experience and growth. In contrast, Shi Heng Yi encountered individuals like Sarah, a kindergarten teacher who earned a modest salary but radiated an inexplicable warmth that transformed everyone she met. Children gravitated to her, naturally sensing her deep well of compassion. During their sessions, Sarah would often know what he was about to say before he spoke, and her dreams frequently contained symbolic messages that proved prophetic. The Tibetan masters speak of old souls, consciousness that has journeyed through countless incarnations, accumulating wisdom, compassion, and spiritual sensitivity. These individuals often feel out of place in materialistic society, drawn instead to service, creativity, and the pursuit of meaning. They possess an innate understanding of life's interconnectedness and frequently experience spontaneous mystical insights. One of the most telling indicators lies in how individuals respond to silence and solitude. New souls often find quiet moments unbearable, constantly seeking external stimulation through technology, social interaction, or activity. They fear the void within, mistaking emptiness for absence rather than potential. Evolved souls, conversely, treasure silence as a doorway to the infinite. They find renewal in solitude, using quiet moments to connect with deeper aspects of existence. For them, meditation comes naturally, and they often report experiencing profound states of unity consciousness during these practices. The dream realm offers another window into soul development. Emerging consciousness typically experiences dreams as random, disconnected fragments, mere neural static from the day's activities. They rarely remember their dreams and dismiss them as meaningless when they do. Advanced souls navigate the dream world as a second reality, receiving guidance, processing karmic patterns, and even engaging in astral travel. Their dreams often contain archetypal symbols, prophetic visions, and meetings with spiritual guides or deceased loved ones. They understand dreams as communications from the soul, rich with meaning and guidance. Physical sensitivity also varies dramatically between soul stages. New souls often display remarkable physical resilience, seemingly unaffected by environmental energies, emotional atmospheres, or subtle vibrations. They can work in harsh conditions, tolerate discord, and remain relatively unimpacted by others' emotional states. Older souls frequently manifest as empaths or highly sensitive persons. They absorb environmental energies like sponges, feeling others' emotions as their own. Crowded spaces exhaust them, negative environments cause physical symptoms, and they require regular periods of energetic cleansing and restoration. This sensitivity, while challenging, serves as a spiritual compass, guiding them toward harmony and away from discord. The approach to relationships reveals much about soul evolution. Emerging consciousness tends toward transactional relationships, connections based on mutual benefit, shared activities, or practical advantages. They struggle with deep emotional intimacy and often view relationships through the lens of personal gain or loss. Evolved souls seek soul connections, relationships that catalyze spiritual growth, healing, and mutual evolution. They recognize kindred spirits instantly, form bonds that transcend time and space, and understand that every relationship serves a higher purpose in their spiritual journey. For them, love isn't merely an emotion, but a force of transformation. Perhaps most significantly, the response to suffering distinguishes soul stages. New souls often view hardship as meaningless punishment, responding with anger, denial, or victimhood. They seek to avoid pain at all costs, missing the growth opportunities hidden within challenging experiences. The path of soul awakening is neither linear nor predictable. Through his spiritual work, Shi Heng Yi has witnessed extraordinary transformations that challenge our assumptions about consciousness evolution. The journey from dormant awareness to full spiritual awakening can unfold over lifetimes or, in remarkable cases, within a single transformative moment. He remembers counseling Richard, a Wall Street trader who embodied every characteristic of what we might call an emerging soul. His world revolved around profit margins, market predictions, and material accumulation. Emotional connections felt foreign to him, and spiritual concepts seemed like abstract nonsense. Then came the accident that changed everything. A near-fatal car crash left Richard in a coma. When he awakened, tears streamed down his face as he described his experience. "I was everywhere and nowhere. I felt every joy and every sorrow that ever existed. I understood that we're all connected in ways I never imagined possible." The dormant aspects of his soul had suddenly activated, flooding him with awareness that typically takes lifetimes to develop. Such catalytic awakenings often occur through intense experiences, near-death encounters, profound loss, plant medicine ceremonies, or spontaneous Kundalini activations. These events can compress centuries of gradual evolution into moments of explosive transformation. However, integration remains crucial. Without proper guidance, such rapid awakenings can lead to spiritual emergency rather than emergence. The practices that facilitate soul development vary depending on one's current stage. For those beginning their journey, Shi Heng Yi recommends starting with basic mindfulness exercises. Simple breath awareness, body scanning, and present moment attention help establish the foundation for deeper exploration. These practices quiet the mental noise that often drowns out the soul's whisper. As sensitivity increases, more advanced practices become accessible. Meditation traditions from various cultures offer pathways suited to different temperaments. Vipassana for the analytically minded, Bhakti Yoga for the heart-centered, Zen for those drawn to simplicity, and Tantric practices for those seeking integration of all aspects of being. He has observed that creative expression serves as a powerful catalyst for soul awakening. Many individuals discover their deeper nature through art, music, dance, or writing. These activities bypass the rational mind, allowing authentic essence to flow freely. Sarah, the kindergarten teacher mentioned earlier, began painting during their sessions and discovered that her canvases revealed symbolic messages from her unconscious, guiding her spiritual unfoldment. Sacred plant medicines, when used with proper ceremony and integration, can provide glimpses of expanded consciousness that accelerate development. However, he always cautions that these are tools, not destinations. The real work happens in daily life, integrating insights into practical wisdom and compassionate action. Service to others represents perhaps the most powerful practice for soul evolution. When we transcend self-centered concerns to genuinely serve humanity, we align with the fundamental purpose of incarnation. Mother Teresa once said, "We can do no great things, only small things with great love." This principle applies universally, whether teaching children, healing bodies, creating beauty, or simply listening with presence to another's pain. The role of spiritual guides and teachers cannot be understated. Throughout history, awakened beings have served as mirrors, reflecting our highest potential while compassionately accepting our current limitations. A true teacher doesn't impose beliefs, but rather creates conditions for natural unfoldment. They recognize that each soul carries its own wisdom, requiring only the right circumstances to blossom. Group practices amplify individual development exponentially. When souls gather with sincere intention for growth, they create morphic fields that accelerate evolution for all participants. Shi Heng Yi has witnessed profound transformations in group retreats, where the collective energy supports breakthroughs that might take years in isolation. The challenges of awakening shouldn't be minimized. As consciousness expands, one often experiences dark nights of the soul, periods of intense purification where old patterns, traumas, and limitations surface for healing. These passages, while difficult, are essential for genuine transformation. Like a snake shedding its skin, we must release outdated aspects of identity to reveal our emerging nature. Modern life presents unique obstacles to soul development. Technology addiction, constant stimulation, and materialistic values can trap consciousness in surface-level existence. Yet, these very challenges, when consciously engaged, become catalysts for growth. Learning to maintain inner stillness amidst external chaos develops spiritual strength unavailable in easier times. The ultimate recognition is that soul evolution isn't about becoming something we're not, but rather remembering what we've always been. Beneath the layers of conditioning, trauma, and forgetfulness lies an eternal spark of divine consciousness. Every practice, every challenge, every moment of awakening simply removes the veils obscuring this fundamental truth. As we progress on this journey, compassion naturally arises, not just for our own struggles, but for all beings navigating their unique paths of unfoldment. We begin to see that what appears as emptiness in others is simply consciousness in earlier stages of its eternal journey home. As Shi Heng Yi sat in the soft glow of the candlelit room, the weight of countless encounters with seekers settled upon his heart. Each soul, from Margaret's initial emptiness to James's breakthrough in the operating room, revealed a singular truth. Every human carries a divine spark, a soul in varying stages of awakening. This realization reshaped his understanding of existence, not as a question of whether souls exist, but as a journey of how fully we embrace the light within. Reflecting on these stories, I find myself stirred by a profound sense of connection and responsibility. The notion that we are all souls navigating an eternal path resonates deeply, urging me to look beyond surface differences and honor the sacred potential in every being. Margaret's transformation, from a hollow corporate executive to someone who felt the full spectrum of existence, mirrors a universal possibility. Her letter, brimming with newfound joy and sorrow, taught me that emptiness is not a void, but a canvas awaiting the brushstrokes of experience. I once felt a similar hollowness in my own life, chasing achievements while sensing an inner disconnect. Her story reminds me that awakening is not about acquiring something new, but uncovering what has always been present. Through mindfulness and service, I've begun to fill my own unbuilt rooms with light, learning to embrace both joy and pain as teachers. James's journey from emotional detachment to weeping at the beauty of life during a critical surgery struck a personal chord. I recall moments when I, too, lived behind a glass wall, observing life without fully feeling it. His breakthrough showed me that transformation can be sudden, sparked by a single moment of profound connection. This inspires me to remain open to life's unexpected catalysts, whether a conversation, a loss, or a quiet moment of reflection. It's a reminder that even the most analytical among us can awaken to the heart's wisdom, given the right conditions. Sarah, the kindergarten teacher whose warmth drew others like moths to a flame, embodies the quiet power of an evolved soul. Her intuitive connection to others, her prophetic dreams, and her ease in silence reflect a depth I aspire to cultivate. I've often struggled with stillness, filling my days with distractions to avoid confronting the void within. Sarah's example teaches me that silence is not empty, but a gateway to the infinite. By carving out moments for meditation and reflection, I'm learning to listen to the soul's whispers, finding peace in the spaces I once feared. The broader implications of this understanding ripple outward, transforming how I view humanity. Recognizing that some souls are just beginning their journey while others near completion fosters compassion over judgment. I used to grow frustrated with those who seemed spiritually unaware, mistaking their focus on material pursuits for shallowness. Now, I see them as consciousness in its early stages, deserving of patience and support. This perspective has softened my interactions, encouraging me to meet others where they are rather than where I wish them to be. It's a humbling lesson. Every soul contributes to the grand tapestry of existence, no matter their stage. The practices Shi Heng Yi advocates, mindfulness, creative expression, service, offer a roadmap for my own growth. I've found that small acts, like journaling my dreams or volunteering in my community, awaken dormant parts of myself. These practices don't just build spiritual sensitivity, they ground me in purpose. Mother Teresa's words, "We can do no great things, only small things with great love," have become a mantra. Whether listening to a friend or creating art, I'm learning that every action infused with intention fuels soul evolution. Yet, the journey is not without challenges. The dark nights of the soul Shi Heng Yi describes resonate with my own periods of doubt and struggle. Facing old wounds or societal pressures can feel overwhelming, but I've learned these moments are crucibles for growth. Modern life, with its relentless pace and distractions, tests my resolve, but it also strengthens it. By consciously choosing presence over escapism, I'm building resilience, much like a muscle honed through effort. The ultimate lesson is one of remembrance. We are not humans seeking a spiritual experience, but eternal spirits having a human one. This shifts my perspective from striving to becoming. The light I seek is already within, veiled only by layers of conditioning. Peeling back these layers requires patience, courage, and love for myself and others. I'm inspired by the collective awakening unfolding today, where meditation, energy work, and interconnectedness gain mainstream traction. Yet, I'm mindful of the polarization, compassion alongside cruelty, reminding me to stay vigilant in my own growth. To those reading this, I offer a personal invitation. Trust your yearning for meaning. It's the soul stirring, urging you toward awakening. Whether you feel empty or overflowing, your journey is sacred. Start small, breathe deeply, create, serve, and watch the light within grow. As Shi Heng Yi's students discovered, transformation is not a destination, but a process of unveiling. My own path, marked by moments of doubt and discovery, confirms this truth. We are all souls, some just beginning, others nearing completion, but all bound by the same divine essence. May we walk this path with compassion, supporting one another as we awaken to the love that unites us all.